Well, for more, we turn to Errol Barnett in Washington. Errol, President-elect Donald Trump has now responded to Congressman Lewis, who said that Mr. Trump is an illegitimate president. How is he responding exactly?
Well, as you might imagine, he's upset. This is the president-elect's most sensitive spot. Anyone who tries to delegitimize in any way his presidential win, as he calls it, one of the most historic and amazing wins in history. He sent these tweets this morning, as he is wont to do when he's upset. Quote, Congressman John Lewis should spend more time on fixing and helping his district, which is Atlanta, which is in horrible shape and falling apart. He calls it crime-infested and goes on to say he should be doing that rather than falsely complaining about the election results. All talk, no action or results. Sad. Now, there has been no response from Congressman Lewis's office today, but in a way, he's getting what he wants, which is to cause people to question Donald Trump's presidency the week before he is inaugurated, and also encourage other Democrats to join him. Already, some 11 other House Democrats have said they, too, will skip out on President-elect Trump's inauguration next week. In fact, this tweet was sent just a short time ago from California Congressman Mark Takano, quote, all talk, no action, in quoting Trump's tweet. I stand with Representative John Lewis, and I will not be attending the inauguration. This is, John Lewis is a civil rights icon, a form of silent protest that he's using because they feel the methods Donald Trump used to win delegitimize him. However, you have Republicans who feel as if the tables were turned. If Hillary Clinton won and Republicans said that she was illegitimate, many people would be up in arms. So Republicans are seeing this move as very unfair.
I want to ask you, Errol, also about Russia. It's been confirmed that Donald Trump's national security advisor, Michael Flynn, spoke with Russia's ambassador to the U.S. at least 5 times. How's the Trump team explaining this?
Well, there are different levels of response from the Trump team. Overall, Donald Trump says that any allegations that his campaign colluded with Russia are false. Of course, he wants to defend the legitimacy of his presidency. He also says that these reports, recent intelligence leaks from supposedly Russian sources, that they have compromising information on him, are also false. He sent this tweet today in all caps, which tells you how he feels about it. Intelligence insiders now claim the Trump dossier is a complete fraud, and he cites a small conservative cable network. But his team has confirmed that his national security advisor, General Mike Flynn, has had direct contact with the Russian ambassador to the U.S. multiple times, including on the day that President Obama announced sanctions against Russia because of its election interference, and also kicked out Russian diplomats. Now, the transition team says these communications, a series of texts and calls, was simply to set up a phone call between President-elect Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. But the concern is that this could be the first glimpse of some type of coordination between Team Trump and Russia. In fact, the Senate Intelligence Committee late on Friday announced that it would now look into Russia's contacts with both the Trump and Clinton campaigns during and after the election as part of its overall investigation into how the intelligence community has handled all of its information on Russian hacking. So all of this is really blowing up, Rena, in a way that could lead to additional investigations and more information, subpoenas, people testifying, as Donald Trump lays the foundation for his presidency. It calls into doubt any decision that Trump will make as president as it relates to Russia. Will he keep the sanctions in place? Will he remove them? He said to the Wall Street Journal he plans to keep them in place for now. He has pledged openly and publicly better relations with the Russian president, and there will be so many questions when he finally does meet President Putin, who has had nothing but positive things to say about him. So all of this, Rena, just calls into question the relationship, and Donald Trump will be keen to avoid it and deflect it as he begins his presidency.
Errol, we know Capitol Hill is very big on these investigations, so if they find something, then what?
Well, if they find something, these Senate committees have subpoena power, so they can compel people, if the evidence suggests, to sit in front of them, to testify under oath. It is illegal to lie and break the law, so it really pressures people. It puts people in the spotlight and in the hot seat. And when you have these cabinet nominees in front of congressional committees this week, Some of them have been tested on their views with Russia, and what we saw is that many of them diverged from Donald Trump on a number of issues, defending the intelligence, for example, and on a number of other issues. So it is the massive question mark here. How legitimate will Donald Trump's presidency be? How smooth will the confirmation process be for those he's nominated? And once he's president, how will he deal with Russia, and how will those in Congress see his movements and view them, depending on where these investigations lead? It will be the biggest story in this town for a long time.
We'll be watching Capitol Hill, as you certainly will. Keep us posted.
Absolutely.
Errol Barnett in Washington. Thank you, Errol.